They're playing Madhura Vana Bihar, sweet forest pastimes. They're admiring the beauty of the spring forest with all the Sakhis around them. There, in his Kinkari Mandri form, Shripad is engaged in Yugal Seva. The forest is filled with blooming flowers surrounded by humming bees. The cuckoo creates a romantic atmosphere by singing the fifth note. Because when cuckoos, the quail makes their sound, that is the sound during the intimate exchanges of man and woman, sounds of great happiness may resemble the sound of a cuckoo, the sound. So that's why they're udipan, they're a stimulus or an excitant to Madhura Rati. Because when Krishna hears that, then just like someone may hear they may have a favorite song, and they hear that song, and their friend, their wife or girlfriend, whatever, she has the same favorite song. So they may be separated and hear that song and think, oh, this song and my friend, they connect the two. The song, oh yeah, this was my girlfriend's favorite song, or wife, or whatever. So here it's the cuckoo. When Krishna hears the cuckoo, his mind goes to the most intimate romantic moments in Nibrita Nikunja with Radharani, and he kind of loses it for a while and gets a little absent-minded. And then Radharani sees that he's kind of daydreaming into some kind of lila of Pravesh, and Radharani taps him with her lotus flower, tap. And, yeah, look at those trees, Oh yeah, the nice trees. Like sometimes people daydream or something, and they lost. So Krishna it's called reverie. The word in English is reverie. Krishna gets lost in his own internal flow of thoughts, romantic thoughts. So cuckoos create a romantic atmosphere. Like the full moon. The full moon is romantic. It's everywhere romantic. Whether you're Muslim or Christian or Hindu or whoever you are or whatever you are, when the full moon is there, it's the soothing rays and the energy and what it creates, and the lighting and the feeling and heightened sensitivity and inspired mind and enlivened heart. This is all the influence and the effects of the moonbeams and the moonshine and the very presence of the moon. The moon is like a chumbak, it's like a magnet. So the moon, like a magnet, draws things to itself. You have little pieces of iron, and you put something there, and the magnet will draw those iron will run to the magnet. So the moon, when the moon shines, is like a huge white magnet. And what does it do? It draws the hearts of the men and women. It pulls them out. The hearts are like iron filings. It's called chumbak in Hindi. So the moon pulls out emotions. It's Amavasya, people usually fight and do murders and negative things on Amavasya. That's a fact. Absence of moon. In Amavasya, there's no moon, the atmosphere becomes heated. People become very hot-headed. And they become very romantic and passionate, but they come in the full moon, they become hot-headed and tamasic and angry in Amavasya. You get excited heart in full moon, but you get a hot head in Amavasya, and a hot body also. It's a little negative time for physical health. 2 days, 3 days before Amavasya, 3 days after, it's always dicey with digestion and other things. It's the laws. We're in the middle of the world of law. This body is governed by laws. So back to the cuckoos. So the young transcendental Cupid of Vrindavan, when he hears that, that's our Aprakrita Madan Mohan. Aprakrita Madan Mohan. So nice. Transcendental. Aprakrita Madan Mohan. It's Krishna. He's Smara Murtiman. Smara means erotic love. Smara. I don't mean Smaran. Smaran is Smara. And he's Smara Murtiman. Krishna is the very form of romantic, erotic love. Because basically, Radha and Krishna represent the erotic love principle. It's not like, it's not like, marriage, or they're not married. They represent the pinnacle of loving exchanges in the highest degree of ecstasy. This is what they actually represent. And that's why sensible, pious, religious people around the world, including in India, they can't accept it. They can't understand it. Because that whole idea of eroticism and is immoral if it's someone besides your wedded wife, it's immoral. So Krishna's whole platform is lilas starts on the foundation of immorality. He's not married, and he's not going with unmarried girls, which would be somewhat acceptable. Boyfriend, girlfriend, friends. He's going with women that are claimed and owned by someone else. So that's like the height of immorality. But at the same time, and what do they represent? Radha and Krishna represent eroticism. And you see in Nectar Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, there's one verse that says, Kaishor Safalam, Rati Kridam, Nikunja Ramatam or something. That Krishna, Kaishor Safalam, Safal means lots, with fruit, Safal, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. So Krishna makes his youth, Kaishor, he makes his teenage life fruitful by what? By as Prabhupada translates in Nectar Devotion, by throwing Radharani in the bushes. By throwing Radharani in the bushes and enjoying her romantically. That is erotic love. It's like, what? This one little sentence in Nectar Devotion, I read this in 75 when I was in Sankirtan. We'd sit down and read between, when the waves of Sankirtan died down, we'd read a little bit. Wow. Jai Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. That's the Krishna I want to remember or take shelter of. Sharanam means take shelter. So even we are worshippers of Radha and Krishna. Hi out there, my left fielders. It's hard to turn this way. My head is not a peacock, my head only has a few degrees, so I have to go here and take your darshan.